Looks like we've got a star pass to the pivot. All right, both of our jammers now are scoring. All right, when you see a jammer raise their hands up and touch their waist 2 times, the lead jammer can call off the jam, which Riff Raff just did. That was a 9-6 jam, it looks like. Going to our next jam, we've got Bifrost versus Anna Manic. Both our jammers trying to make their way through the pack right now. We have some strong defense happening. Looks like Downriver has lead right now, but Frosty comes out right after. We got ourselves a little race. This is where things get exciting. And that'll end the jam. Next jam up, we've got Wilkie Coffins facing off against Jessica Rabid. Coffins with the lead. They're off and entering their first scoring pass. Downriver's jammer still trying to make their way first through the pack. Coffins completing their first scoring pass. You might notice that at some point the jammer might take their cap off their head and pass it to the person with the stripe. That's known as the pivot. Jam has been called off. 8 points for Ann Arbor, 0 for Downriver. Next jam, we've got Death Valley versus Sour Apple Pie. Death Valley with the lead. Coming around for first scoring pass. Downriver still looking to get through. That concludes that jam. Looks like we do have 2 blockers in the box right now. So if you hear a whistle happen during the game, that means a penalty is being assessed. When a penalty happens, the blockers head to the box for 30 seconds. That happens while they're still there. They will maintain that spot until the next jam. Both teams starting out with 3 blockers. We've got Riff Raff versus Anna Manic. Riff Raff in lead. Downriver's now exited the pack. Riff Raff on their first scoring pass. Riffraff out for 4. Riffraff calling it. Next up on the jam line, we've got Bifrost, also known as Frosty. Going up against Jessica Rabbit. If you're wondering how points work here after the initial pass, when a jammer goes past a blocker's hips, they score a point. So on each pass, they can score up to 4 points. Nope. Lead with Frosty. Coming up on her scoring pass. Downriver, looks like a star pass has occurred. Ann Arbor wall holding strong. And the Downriver jammer has now exited the pack. And a call off by Frosty. Just a reminder, you can pay for a shout out, $1. I will say whatever you write onto that paper to the crowd. Maybe not whatever you say. Next up, Coffins going up against Sour Apple Pie. Looks like Downriver's using a 3-jammer rotation, so they've got 3 jammers that they're rotating through. And Ann Arbor's working through 4. Coffins attacking that line, gets out on lead. Coffins coming up to score. Coffins through the pack for 4. Downriver trying to still make it through. Star pass. All right, so Coffins has just been assessed a penalty, so now we've got a power jam on Downriver. Because Coffins was lead, this is going to be a 2-minute jam. So 2 minutes is the maximum time a jam can last. With no lead jammer now in this jam, we'll be seeing the full 2 minutes. It's a lot of work. All right, Coffins is out of the box. Nice power kill there from Ann Arbor. Coffins getting out for another 4 as this jam comes to its natural conclusion. All right, starting this next jam, looks like we've got Death Valley. Looks like we've got a timeout, a team timeout called by Downriver. So we're just going to take a 1-minute break right now. How many fans we got here for Ann Arbor tonight? I think I have to do the obligatory, I think you can do louder. Here we go. And who's here for Downriver tonight? Thank you all for coming out to watch some wonderful roller derby at Burr Park. Looks like we're going to have some sun coming out tonight. Burr Park is kind of unique because it's one of the few venues you can watch outside derby. This is my first time announcing, and I just remembered I have sponsorship stuff to read. But this timeout's about to end. All right, Death Valley versus Animanic. Both teams fielding all 4 of their blockers. Death Valley getting lead. Coming up on a scoring pass. Death Valley slicing through the pack, untouched. Looks like the Downriver Jammer has exited the pack. And a quick call off from Death Valley. With a 6-0 jam. All right, we've got Riff Raff and Jessica Rabbit chatted up a little bit. It's one of the best parts about being a jammer is talking with the other jammer before this. Riff Raff fighting through the top of the pack. Riff Raff with the lead. Nice little wave from Riff Raff there. I'm assuming waving to some family. Or friends, or both. Downriver Pivot has taken the star and is now starting to get through. We got a call off from Riff Raff. Quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Expert Physical Therapy. Want to know the secret behind our strength on the track? Expert Physical Therapy. All right, on this jam, we've got Sour Apple Pie versus Bifrost. Arbor D putting up a fierce defense at the back of the pack. We've got Frosty out front. Penalty on Ann Arbor. That's their pivot Starfire. Looks like the Downriver Jammer has exited the pack. Frosty trying to pick up some points. Ooh, nice little bean dip there from Downriver. And we've got a call off. Downriver scoring 4 on that to Ann Arbor's 3. All right, we've got Sailor Psycho up against Animanic. Downriver with the lead. I believe this is their first lead of this bout. Sailor exits the pack. We've got a penalty on Downriver. So they only have 3 blockers in. And we've got a call off. All right, the jam has started. Coffins and Jessica Rabbit fighting their way through. It's like Coffins is assigned lead, but gets knocked out of bounds and has to start all the way back from the beginning. It's like we've got a shout out. And that's the end of the jam. We've got a shout out for Death Valley, number 190, who has just actually got onto the track. Death Valley is a beast. Love, Mom. If you are interested in purchasing a shout out, I think we've got Wolf walking around and Arnie. They are both over here near me at the announcer's booth. So if you see them walking around and would like to buy a shout out for your favorite skater today, flag them over. Lots of whistles. Death Valley out in lead. Looks like the shout out from Mom rose her spirits. 2 blockers in the box for Ann Arbor, 1 for Downriver. So we got a pretty open pack. Death Valley fighting along the line. Another fantastic bean dip from Downriver. Sour apple pie. We've got a 4-4 jam going on right now. And the box is starting to clear out. And that's the end of that jam. We've got another shout out. Way to go, 717 Anna Manic. Woo-woo! All right, we've got both jammers exiting the pack at almost the same time. It looks like Ann Arbor's Riff Raff has lead. Let's see what happens here on this scoring pass. Looks like Downriver was able to snag 4 points. Always feels good as a jammer when you're not lead, when you sneak some points away at the end there. Starting this jam with 1 Ann Arbor blocker in the box. Downriver with the lead. Frosty right behind. We're going to see some points scored here. We have a 0-0 jam. We've got about 11 minutes left in this first half. You might be thinking to yourself right now, I might be a little bit hungry. If you are, we've got Top Dog outside selling hot dogs. All right, we've got Coffins versus a new jammer here, Stormageddon. Coffins out in lead. Coffins coming around to score. You might see seeing our skaters and coaches making some interesting hand gestures. Those are signs that they're giving to each other. And we've got a call off from Ann Arbor. Time for a sponsor shout out to Sisu Mouthguard, an astonishingly thin, obnoxiously bright, boomerang-shaped hunk of technology, revolutionizing mouthguards across the universe by offering more protection and less mouthguard. All right, looks like we have our first official review of the game. So each team gets one of these. If one of the coaches on the team sees that maybe something wasn't called or something was missed, they're allowed to call an official review. If they win the official review, they keep it for the future, but if they lose their official review. This is traditionally a time in roller derby when people dance. So if you'd like to stand up and dance a little bit in your seats, go ahead and do that. We have no music. Thank you, Patsy, on the bench, raising the roof. And a little bit dancing. There we go. I can't say, please dance during this, and nobody dances. I probably should have danced myself, too. So, me wiggling. If you are interested in celebrating with us after the game, you can come and hang out with all the skaters at the after party at Hearsay Brewing. Join us immediately after the last game for our after party. We generally have a nice cozy spot outside with a fire, some nice beverages. The chicken tenders are delicious. Please join us at Hearsay Brewing, located at 2350 West Liberty Street, Ann Arbor. Now, if you're saying to yourself, this looks really, really fun, I would love to learn how to skate. Good news, we've got our Crash Course Wave 20 starting up on September 8th. So if you're interested in learning how to skate, play, or even just get on some wheels, you can join us for Wave 20. I believe we've got some people from Wave 20 in the bench right now. Or not on the bench, over in the stands. Let's give a shout out to our future skaters over there, Wave 20. Go ahead and give them a cheer. So this is a lot of time for an announcer. I don't know what to say right now, so got an official skating over to me.
Yes, Arbor was asking for an official review on the Downriver jammer, looking for a forearm.
All right, so it looks like Ann Arbor was asking for a review on Downriver's jammer for a forearm. And they did not win the review. Thank you. We've got another shout out for Death Valley, who's about to jam. Meow, meow, meow. Big shout out to our tape crew, making sure those lines stay crisp. Frack over here. And here we go, resume of play. 10 minutes left in this first half. Downriver has the lead. Death Valley getting out. Both jammers are eligible to score right now. We've got a quick call off from Downriver. All right, we've got our next jam about to start. Riff Raff versus Jessica Rabbit. Both jammers trying to fight through that initial pack. Riff Raff is out. Ann Arbor showing some strong D in the back, keeping that jammer from getting out and scoring. Riff Raff coming in to score some points here, attacking that outside. Riffraff showing some quick movement in and out, trying to bubble through. Downriver's now out of the pack, able to score points, and we've got a call off from Ann Arbor. Quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Animate to Skateboards, keeping people rolling for over 20 years. Many, many skaters in this region buy a lot of their gear at Animate to Skateboard. It's also where I buy my plastic Gundam models. So if you want to get into skates and anime, you can do both there. Frosty sneaking out there on the outside line. Coming up on her initial scoring pass. And we've got Stormageddon coming around. We've got Arnie over here, I believe, shaking it and selling shout-outs. If you're interested in buying a shout-out for one of the skaters right now, come find Arnie. Wolf somewhere. Wolf, can I get a ow? There's Wolf. All right, Sailor fighting through that downriver pack. All right. Downriver Jammer still getting through. And now out of the pack, looking to score. Sailor coming out for 4 points. If you're wondering why the blockers just don't chase the jammers, we have what's called pack. And skaters have to stay within 10 feet of each other, where you'll see some skaters bridging out to extend that pack. I'm a jammer myself, so pack stuff does not make sense to me because I don't have to worry about it. But if you find a blocker, they'll talk to you all day about pack definition. Here we got our next jam. All right, both jammers still trying to get through this initial pack. Coffin's up front. Jessica Rabbit in the back. And Coffins is out, has been awarded lead. And we've got a star pass to Stormageddon. Coffin's going around again. And we've got both jammers now able to score. Let's see what Coffins does on this pack. And we got a nice 4 points from Coffins there. Textbook snack attack. A little over 5 minutes remaining in this first half. As we get close to halftime, reminder, we've got a food truck outside. We've got some vendors here selling various shirts from both teams. All right, both jammers still trying to get through. Valley fighting at the top of the pack and is now out and lead. The box has been cleared. Both teams at full strength. Valley coming around for scoring pass. It's like Downriver Jammer has exited the pack. Valley picking up 4 points. And we've got a quick call off after scoring 4. I unfortunately missed with 4 minutes and 44 seconds left in this game. Had just passed, which I like to call swoon o'clock. That's my number. And we've got our next jam. Both jammers assessing, and we've got Riff Raff out in lead. All smiles from Riff Raff over here. Coming up on some scoring. Downriver jammers out. Way to bubble outside there, Riff Raff, and we've got a call off. Just a quick and neat 4 and out from Riff Raff. Between each jam, each team has 30 seconds to send their lines out and get ready. You'll hear a call with 5 seconds right before the whistle blows. Hey, Wolf, can you do the worm? Oh, nice curtsy. Thank you. If you're looking to do some shout outs, Wolf is over there with a sign. There we go. Track crew making a quick fix over there. You might not be able to see it, but there's actually ropes on the track underneath that tape. Provide some tactile feedback for the jammers and blockers to feel if they're about to go out of bounds. Looks like we've got a shout out coming. Curious of what I'm going to have to say. You know what I think would be real neat? If one of these sides of the audience maybe got a wave going. We got a little bit of time right now on this official review. Hey, Hannah, over there on the bench. You want to get a wave started? Wave 20. And they're ignoring me. All right, here goes this jam. Frosty facing off against Jessica Rabbit. Jessica Rabbit looks like has gotten lead. But looks like we've got a power jam. So Downriver Jammers just sitting down. We've got Ann Arbor on a power jam. And Ann Arbor did get lead there. So let's see what Frosty does. 4 points, coming around to pass. Coming through. Frosty coming through for another 4 points. It's 8 points for Ann Arbor. And Downriver's Jammers back in the game. Star pass to Stormageddon. And that's the end of the jam. Let's take a quick break for a sponsorship shout out. Shout out to Great Harvest Cookie Company in Brighton. We're on jam 24, I believe. Sailor getting out for lead. Downriver Jammer right behind. Sailor coming up, scored some points, and a call off. We've got a shout out for Downriver here. Go Downriver Dolls from Claire and Edith. Thank you, Claire and Edith. How's it going, Wolf?
I'm doing great. I just wish more people would buy shout outs, that's all.
I can tell you that I definitely play better when I hear my name called by the announcer and my fans who come to watch me. How about you?
Oh, yeah. If I know that people are cheering for me, I'm definitely going to fall more.
Oh, the theatrics. All right. We've got Jam 26 happening right now. About 40, a little less than 40 seconds left. Downriver with lead. Coffin's coming up from behind. All of our defenders forming their shapes, trying to get into a nice position. And we've got call off from Downriver. Shout out to our skaters from me, your announcer. You all are doing great. Both teams. This sport is fun and challenging. And if you want to meet the skaters, we've got our after party at Hearsay Brewing. Join us immediately after the second game. That takes us to halftime. Go enjoy some food at the food truck. I'm going to take a break. I will be back after this intermission. All right, we are about to start this second half of this game. If you're enjoying some Derby, we've got a tournament coming up in September. 3 full days of Derby. Starting on September 18th and going to the 20th, it's Ann Arbor's Round Robin Ruckus. Here at Burr Park, we've got a weekend of intense competition, including teams from Ann Arbor, Ann Arbor's A and B team, Kalamazoo Roller Derby, Black Rose Roller Derby, both A and B team, they're out of Pennsylvania, Rockin' City Roller Derby, and Lansing Roller Derby. So if you're having a great time today and want to watch 3 full days of Derby, come to Ann Arbor's Round Robin Ruckus on September 18th through the 20th here at Burr Park. We'll have vendors, food, fun, and hits. And after this game, we've got another game coming up with Ann Arbor's local team versus Windy City's Haymarket Rioters. You might see some of those skaters warming up on the track now before this second half starts. And I just want to say you all are in for a treat. Looks like the sun is starting to come out. Burr Park has some amazing sunlight during these later games. So if you're a photographer and enjoy real nice pictures, enjoy that sunlight. Hello, Snow. How are you doing? Snow's on the track, testing out some wheels, it looks like. All right, entering the center of the track is Betty Lockdown, about to do some dancing. Nope. She can't hear me. Just a reminder, if you want to buy a shout out, we've got skaters walking around with shout outs. And we've got Grim walking around, looks like with a sign saying, "Ask me about Derby." Grim, can you hear me? Nope. All right. All right, looks like we're about to start this second half of this game. Ann Arbor's up 109 to Downriver's 41. All right, about to start this second half. Looks like we've got Riff Raff up against Sour Apple Pie. And here we go. Downriver with the lead. Riff Raff exiting the pack at the outside of that line. Shout out to Coach Tank Top Kyle making his coaching debut. Heart. Second jam's about to start. Looks like we've got Frosty and Hot Mess Express talking a little bit. All right, here goes this jam. Frosty coming through, starting up from the back again. Both jammers trying to make it through some challenging walls. Looks like Downriver, though, gets lead. Frosty taking off the cap, but has exited the pack. Downriver coming to score. Hits the back of that wall, and we have a call-off. We've got a shout-out. Have back pain? Try some CBD gummies with Made by a Farmer. All right, as your announcer, I just remembered that this microphone is wireless, so I'm going to come around and talk to some people. What? All right, Sailor out with the lead.
In
a second.
And Stormy took a star pass.
And we've got a star pass. And that jam has been called off. Looks like Ann Arbor picking up 3. All right, we're about to start this next jam. Looks like Wilkie Coffins coming out. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to talk to you. Oh, you're going to hype up Crash Course. All right, I'm over here in the stands. After this jam, we're going to talk a little bit about Ann Arbor's Crash Course coming up. Coffin's coming around to score. And we've got a and a call off. So I'm here with Hannah, our Crash Course trainer. Going to talk a little bit about our upcoming program if you're interested in learning about Derby.
Hey y'all, if you are out here watching and thinking that should be me, you've got time to sign up. We've got a new round of new skater training starting in just a couple weeks. If you're curious, come check it out. Talk to anyone here. We'd be happy to talk to you about what a great community and sport this is.
Thank you, Hannah. I know, right? This is wireless. All right, Valley coming around. Downriver Jammers out of the pack and starting scoring pass. Valley fighting through. And we've got a call off. Let's see what these points end up being. Ann Arbor with 1. Sometimes you gotta jump. Just walking around.
It looked like she was walking over to say something. Like, don't wait.
I could. All right, next jam's about to start. Riff Raff up the inside line with lead. Downriver Jammer fighting through. Now on scoring pass. There we go, Riff. Slicing through. And we've got a call off. All right, about to start jam number 7 of this game. Bifrost versus Sour Apple Pie. Both defensive walls putting up a big effort right now. Looks like Frosty's able to get out and get lead. And both jammers are out now scoring. Looks like I've got a shout out incoming from Arnie. And we've got a shout out for Jessica Rabbit. Let's frickin' go, Jesse. I hope I read that right. All right, you ready?
Hope so.
Here, I'll just feel free to jump in. Or you're more than welcome to just kind of watch.
I might do a combination of both.
Okay.
If anything, like, it's hard for me to like call the action, but like, let me just tell a joke. I can.
Yeah. All right, looks like Sailor getting out lead. Downriver Jammer in a quick chase afterwards. We love a jammer race. And we've got a call off. We could also go every other, but again, we've got one other game after this, so if you just want to chill out for this half, and then jump into the second game.
I might chill out a little bit, though. If there's any point you want to like introduce me, I'll try to like find a groove, and then we just bounce off each other the best we can.
We could just also just start the second game, because that might just be easiest, because that's usually what I do. Is that okay?
Yeah,
You
that's cool.
just wanna, like,
Yeah.
shadow and watch a little bit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good to me. Thank you.
No, yeah, no problem. All right, starting our 9th jam, Wilkie Coffins versus Jessica Rabbit. Both jammers fighting through. Jessica at the top of the pack, as is Coffins on those tippy toes. We've got a run back. Sometimes you might see one of the jammers go out and then have to recycle to the beginning of the pack. That's a strategy. And we've got a penalty on Ann Arbor. Looks like we've also got a Downriver blocker about to exit. Stormageddon coming around. And Coffin's coming around as well. Both jammers doing their best to get through those blockers. Short pause for both teams as they reset. We got a nice tight pack. Both jammers are actively scoring right now. Looks like we're going to have a longer jam. And we've got a call off. A 12-8 jam going to Ann Arbor. About 20 minutes left in this game. Quick shout out to all of our volunteers who make Derby happen. If you're interested in volunteering for Ann Arbor Roller Derby, maybe you're not interested in skating, but you think this is pretty cool and you just want to hang out and help us put games on, you can totally do that too. Just give us an email and say you'd like to volunteer. Maybe you want to be an official. Maybe you want to help with penalty box timing or running our scoreboard. We are always looking for volunteers. And then you also get to meet a bunch of cool new people. So if you're new to the area and looking for friends, come volunteer with Derby. I like to think we're all neat. Looks like we've got an official timeout right now. Sometimes the officials take a quick timeout just to discuss something that happened on the track. I'm going to try and act real cool because it looks like someone's taking a picture of me right now. So I'm going to smile and talk a little bit to look like I'm doing something. Thank you. All right, we've got some more shout-outs coming. Again, if you'd like to purchase a shout-out, we've got Arnie and I believe Wolf somewhere. All right, we've got a shout-out here. A shout-out to Downriver. Meow, meow, meow from Scoots the Cat. Sure, we've got a lot of cat fans out in this audience. Starting Jam 10, we've got Death Valley versus Sour Apple Pie. Death Valley charging out of that outside line for a quick lead. That Ann Arbor defense surrounding the opposing jammer. We've got a penalty being assessed. And we've got a call-off. Downriver's going to start with one jammer in the box. Jammer standing, though, so that generally means that they have less than 10 seconds left. Riff Raff versus Anna Manic starting this next jam. Downriver's coming off of a victory against Irish Hills last weekend. The only reason I know about that is because I was at that game. If you are new to the Derby experience, there are tons of games always happening here in Michigan. We are thankful to be in a very Derby-rich area. It's like Downriver's got lead. Riff Raff coming up right behind lead jammer Anna Manic. And we've got a call-off. Let's get a shout out to Wolf on shout outs over here, approaching. Let's play Find Wolf right now. Where is Wolf? I see Wolf. There we go. Always a crowd favorite. You can watch Wolf play at the Ann Arbor Round Robin Ruckus in September. And we've got a shout out here. Skate hard, Riff Raff. You're the best. Heart Kiri. Bifrost with the lead. Let's see what Frosty does here. We've got one Ann Arbor blocker in the box. Looks like we've got a star pass from Downriver, although... There we go. Frosty scoring. Waste doing some one-on-one blocking up front to recycle the jammer. Frosty doing some laps. Let's see what Hot Frosty does here. Hot lap. Looks like we've got a star pass. Frosty coming around with a call-off. After putting up a cool 12 points. Yeah, Frosty melting that defense. Next up, we've got Sailor Psycho versus Sour Apple Pie. Let's see what these jammers do. Penalty box is clear. Both teams forming a tight pack here. We've got lead called. Nope. And we've got penalty on Ann Arbor. Sailor with lead. Downriver jammer has exited the pack. Both jammers are now on scoring passes. It's like Ann Arbor's trying to clear out some offense. There we go. And that's the end of that jam. We look like we've got Wolf walking around again. Wolf likes collecting shout-outs. Join the Wolf Pack. Get a shout-out. Next jam has started. Wilkie Coffins fighting at the top of the pack. Downriver Jammer going up against some strong Ann Arbor defense. Wilkie Coffins gets out and is going to start scoring. Downriver Jammer still trying to make their way through. Hot Mess knocking Ann Arbor's Jammer out. All right, we've got a penalty on Downriver. So they've got 3 blockers, it looks like. Coffin's coming through. Downriver Jammer still trying to get through that pack on the initial pass. Coffin's facing a really strong Downriver wall at the top there, but No Law's playing some offense. Downriver D forcing a call off there. That's going to be the end of this jam. About to go in our 15th jam. Death Valley versus Jessica Rabbit. Death Valley getting out for lead. Nutter playing some strong solo defense out front. Downriver Jammer has exited the pack. And a call out from Death Valley. All right, coming out for this jam, Riff Raff. And we've got a timeout or an official review. Team timeout, excuse me. Shout out to our track crew, Cora Slane over there, making sure our ropes stay where they need to be. Thank you, Cora, for taking care of our track. Looks like the Wolf's on the prowl for shout-outs. Ow! Let's get a shout-out going. Sometimes I like to think about what they're talking about in that group over there. Maybe they're just discussing what a nice sunny day this is. What a nice thunderstorm earlier. I'm just going to try and see, I'm just going to try and lip read what Snow's saying right now. I think they're talking about how good of an announcer Swoon is. That's what I can make out from that conversation. Thank you all. All right, going into the 16th jam. About 13 and a half minutes left in this game. After this game, we've got an exciting second game with Ann Arbor's local team versus Windy's Haymarket Rioters. Windy City coming in all the way in from Chicago. And we've got a little bit of a race here between our two jammers. Going to see some jammer on jammer action. Always exciting. And Downriver's in the lead. Going to take advantage of that. Ann Arbor's defense putting up a strong wall. But so is Downriver, but looks like Riff Raff going back a little bit. Both jammers fighting hard. Sour Apple Pie coming out for some scoring points. Riff Raff looking for some offense, gets a little bit, and has also scored 4 points. And we've got a nice little dip through the pack there from Sour Apple Pie. Sour Apple Pie has been doing some amazing bean dips this game. And we're going up for our 17th jam. Looks like all of our blockers are trying to jockey for position right now. Figure out where they want to be. We've got Frosty versus Anna Manic. Frosty getting out on the inside line. Coming up quick for some scoring. Nice knockout from Nutter. I'm waiting for a chance for her to hear me. All right, Frosty coming through. And calls it off. And we've got a very special shout out here. Heck yeah, Gio. She's officiating her 1,000th game next weekend and was also chosen to be crew head NSO for WFTDA's champs and Malmo in October. A2RD loves you, Gio. Shout out to Gio. Jam 18 coming up. Sailor Psycho versus Anna Manic. We'll call this one a DSM jam. And we do have a power jam, it looks like. Pile up there on the track. Let all the players sort themselves out. And here we go. Downriver Jammer coming back into the track. Sailor coming out for 4 points. Sailor scoring another 4. Downriver completing a star pass. And the pivot now jammer has exited. And that's the end of that jam. Nine minutes left in this game. We've got Ann Arbor with 184 to Downriver 69. Nice. We've got a shout out here. Go teams, go. The Kings love roller derby. Thank you. Coffin's out with lead for Ann Arbor. Downriver Jammer also exiting the pack. Both Jammers looking to score some points. Coffin picks up a few and then calls it off. Coffins was able to pick up 2 points there. Death Valley versus Anna Manic on this next one. Valley giving some salutes to the audience. And here we go. Derby is on. Valley fighting through the top of that pack. Valley coming out fast. Valley scoring a quick 4. Downriver Jammer looking to attempt a star pass. Downriver Jammer has exited without a star pass. And we've got a call off from Valley. We've got 2 special shout-outs coming from Savvy, watching most likely online. Snow, you're one of my favorite butts. And then we also have one from Savvy to Waste. Let's go Waste. Give him a no. For those of you who might not know this, sometimes you might hear Waste yell no on the track. It's her signature move. I've got an official review from Downriver. We're going to do some sponsor shout-outs. First up is Expert Physical Therapy. Their personalized care and focus on injury prevention keeps us rolling strong in Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Also, shout out to Sisu mouthguards, a favorite of Ann Arbor Roller Derby. More protection, less mouthguard. If you're looking to protect your teeth, Sisu mouthguards. Also, shout out to Animata Skateboards, located in Southgate Shopping Center. Animata Skateboards is a familiar shop for anime DVDs, stickers, and other merchandise, as well as roller skates, skateboards, and related gear. And then our final sponsor, Great Harvest Cookie Company in Brighton. And if you're looking for more roller derby action, we've got Ann Arbor's first tournament ever starting on September 18th through September 20th, the Round Robin Ruckus. Here at Burr Park, 3 full days of derby. Come watch a whole bunch of derby. We've got some great teams from Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, Black Rose, Rockin' City Rollers, and Lansing Roller Derby. And if you've got a favorite skater you're looking to shout out, we've got Arnie and Wolf over there walking around doing shout outs. They're both chatting to each other right now. I'm not sure if they can hear me. Arnie and Wolf, if you can hear me, do a dance. They cannot. I'm going to go talk to them. I remember the microphone was wireless. So I don't think you two can hear me. I have been trying to tell the audience to buy shout-outs. So what's your all shout-out strategy? What are you thinking here? We have this official review going on.
So honestly, somebody paid us for a shout-out, and we were trying to think of what to write, which is why we were so engaged.
Oh, so you're like brainstorming one. What about you? What do you got going on over here, Arnie?
Well, we were trying to be.
Hold on, I'm getting an official review update here.
Downriver is asking for a back block on the Ann Arbor Jammer.
All right, looks like Downriver was asking for a back block on the Ann Arbor Jammer.
And they are going to get a back block against Ann Arbor.
And they are going to get that back block. So most likely we're going to see that Ann Arbor Jammer in the box to start out this jam. So Downriver is going to start with a power jam or power start. What were you saying, Arnie? Arnie also wearing a Terminator shirt. Uh-oh. Are you going to read this one, Wolf? I have to read it? Oh, I don't. The mischief that you two are looking at me. All right, so this one says, my name is Swoon, and I'm a fangirl for Arnie and Wolf. Heart. I am indeed a fangirl of Arnie and Wolf. I got to read these too?
I don't know. That just got handed.
They got
Oh.
hit over somebody, so.
Lots of shout-outs.
Oh, they came from that
Yeah.
savvy. Oh, I got it. Missed it.
All right, starting our 21st jam. Nutter doing some impressive one-on-one blocking. Nutter would frequently describe herself as Swoon's best friend. Fun fact. And Downriver Jammer with lead on that power start. Scores a quick 4, but we've got Valley back on the track. And that's the, nope, jam is still going. But we've got some penalties being assessed. It's like both teams each have a penalty, one blocker each. Coming to the box. Downriver is in lead. Both jammers are scoring, though. Downriver for another 4. Valley trying to fight through. Great D on Downriver there. And we've got ourselves a jam. We might see a full 2 minutes here. Nope, that gets called off. We've got another series of shout-outs from Savvy. Let's go Ann Arbor, you're all amazing. From Savvy to all the officials in the middle of the track, looking perfectly stoic and neutral. This one, swoon, chef's kiss on the play-by-play announcing. I read that one weirdly. From Savvy. Starfire is the best sneaky blocks. From Savvy. We've got another official review. Looks like it's happening. Another shout out from Skater Savvy. Roz, hi. Enthusiastic waving. I will do that waving. Enthusiastically. We've got a whole bunch more shout outs. Thank you all. These shout outs go directly to supporting Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Happy birthday, Cece, who is spending her birthday weekend watching Derby. From Dark. Savvy buying all the shout outs here. Geo, drink water. Another one from Savvy. Snow, what wheels are you on? From Savvy. So those in the audience, one of the best parts about roller derby are all the wheels. We have tons of sets of wheels that we skate on different surfaces with. Ann Arbor has wonderful concrete to skate on, but we also have different surfaces like wood and sport court. So you got to be able to kind of adjust for all those different surfaces. So we like to talk about wheels a lot. Here's another set of shout outs during this long official review. Yay to Wave 20 Crash Course. Welcome to the cult. That's not a cult. From Savvy. From Jake, let's go Raquel and Pam. 310 and 264 from Downriver. From Anderson, shout out to Shelby Cobra from her biggest fan. There's a lot of announcements. There's a lot of those. We don't normally have that many. Oof. All right, that was a lot of shout-outs. Looks like this official review is over, so we're going to see what was being called. All right, so what we were looking for was a track cut on Ann Arbor, on the Ann Arbor Jammer. A track cut is when a jammer gets knocked, or a player gets knocked out of bounds, and they enter the track before seating to the player that knocked them out. So you can't go in front of the person or group of people who were in front of you. So they're trying to assess whether a skater, the jammer, did that.
Yep, and they did not, so Downriver loses the round.
Yep, and it looks like that skater did not commit a track cut, and so Downriver loses their official review for this half. And we're going to start into the 22nd jam with Riff Raff versus Jessica Rabbit. And here we go, start of the jam. Downriver pushing out to the front. Riff Raff, though, charging through, able to sneak lead. Riff Raff coming around for scoring pass. Sometimes Riff Raff is known as Ripped Raff, flexing those muscles. Downriver Jammer trying to fight through a strong 3-wall from Ann Arbor and gets by. Both jammers eligible to score now. Riff Raff coming through for 4. Riff Raff coming through, 4 more points. Downriver Jammers out. Starfire playing some one-on-one defense there at the end of the pack, but Downriver Jammers able to get out. Riff Raff coming up for some more points. Doing some quick lateral movement, able to pick up another 4 and calls it. We've got about 4 minutes left in this game. You're probably starting to see the other 2 teams starting to warm up around the track. We've got Windy City's Haymarket Riders against Ann Arbor's local team. Frosty versus Animanic to start the 23rd jam. Frosty fighting at the top of the pack, as is Animanic. Both teams putting up a strong defense. Sometimes you might see one of the jammers grab onto one of their defenders' jerseys. That's called a whip. Downriver with lead. Frosty still looking to get out. Has the cap off, though, and we've got a pass to Nutter Your Business. All right, Nutter. And we've got a call off from Downriver. Nope. Look, we've got a power jam. I apologize. Power jam goes to Ann Arbor with Nutter coming out. Quick moves from Nutter. All right, Nutter coming around. Ann Arbor playing some offense. Here comes the Downriver Jammer. We're going to have 2 minutes of jamming with about 30 seconds left. Nutter through for another 4. And we've got a penalty, it looks like going to Frosty. For those new to Derby, the penalties last 30 seconds and does not start until the person sits on the bench. And so going into this next jam, it's going to look like we've got 2 Ann Arbor blockers in the box. And so Ann Arbor will start with only 2 blockers. Downriver has all 4. Now we've got Sailor Psycho versus Sour Apple Pie. Wolf back out on the prowl looking for shout-outs. I think I just heard a waste no. Both jammers coming out. A little bit of a race here. Let's see what happens as both jammers enter the pack at the same time. Both are able to score. We got some excitement going on. Sour Apple Pie is in lead. Sailor fighting out front. Sour Apple Pie scoring 4. Both Ann Arbor blockers have now exited the pack, or have exited the box. Sailor out for 4. Snow forcing a call off. Savvy still wondering probably what wheel Snow is on. Maybe we'll figure that out after the game. And we've got about 25 seconds left in this game. Let's hear it for all of our skaters. We've got a timeout being called. Let's get some cheers going. What you all don't know is that this game is challenging and it's hard, and these skaters make it look easy. Skating out there for 2 minutes at a time is not an easy thing to do and takes a lot of training. So shout out to all of our skaters, and shout out to you, our fans. Thank you for coming to join us. We've got our second exciting game coming up next. We've got Ann Arbor versus Windy City. Windy coming all the way out from Chicago. Ann Arbor coming all the way out from here. Don't forget, we've got a food truck outside. If you're looking for some food in between games while the teams warm up, come on out. So we're going into potentially our last jam of the game. We've got Death Valley versus, can't quite see, Jessica Rabbit. And here we go. Valley sneaks up that inside line, able to get lead. And we've got a star pass. Nutter having a run back here. That Ann Arbor tripod swarming that pivot now turn jammer. And we have a call off. And that's going to end our game. We're going to wait for our official review. But once this, our official score, once the score is final, please join us on the outside of the track to give these skaters a high five. And we're just going to wait for this final score. Got some cheers coming from the teams. And once we hear this rolling whistle, that will conclude the game. And there it is. Let's meet these skaters out on the track and give them high fives to celebrate this victory. Good game, everyone.
Yeah!
Good job. And here comes Downriver. Great job, everyone. Woo! Let's take some time and celebrate these teams. They both worked very hard. Congratulations.
Thanks for coming.
All right, let's get a quick post-game interview from the winning coach, Sydney Bean. All right, Sid, if you want to come over here and give us a little bit of insight into that game here, what can you tell us?
That's too close. They've been working so hard at practice, and I just hope it shows because they've really been working on like just basic skills, basics defense, and just like playing good defense and good offense. So I hope it showed out there, and I felt like it looked great.
Anything else to add?
What? Good luck, local team.
All right, we've got another game coming up. Thank you all for this game. We'll see you in probably about 20, 25 minutes. currently being hiked after that game. So if you want to give a shout out to any of the skaters who are about to come out on the track as we're playing, find Death Valley. Val's mom's playing in this game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Did you want to announce this team?
You want to do it right now?
Well, they'll line up and they usually do like a thing.
Yep, I can do that. You
Yeah,
said
yeah.
you wanted to shout out the new
Yeah,
people.
if you want to do this one, and it's Windy City Haymarket Riders is the name of the team.
Haymarket
Haymarket,
Riders.
that's my handwriting, so I can read it, but you. I usually like to explain it like. What's going on? I go see and check. And do our team announcements. Starting up, we're going to announce our Windy City Haymarket Riders.
All right. Starting at number 004, we've got Cindy Ismelakra. Excuse me if I butcher these names. The pronouns are any and all. Okay. At number 119, Penny B. Dreadful. At number 18, Courtney Haight. At 1993, Queen Elizabeth. At number 31, Lucid Apocalypse. At number 606, Gordita. At number 64, Bree. At number 7, Kenna Whoopass. At number 718, Betty Rage. At number 88, Lydia Beats. At number 93, Smackery Binks. And last but certainly not least, number 95, Lucinda Crash. And the coaches for this evening are Maserati, SL Coach J, Tricky Pixie. And Gall 9000.
And for Ann Arbor Roller Derby's local team tonight, big cheer. In their first game, 0-4 Alligator Death Roller. 1-0-0 Flash. 108 Mad Knox. 1925 Bralto. 322 Box Fox. 42 Orion's Bout. 427 Shelby Cobra. 50 Hot Mess Express. 66 Crush. 73 Bifrost. 80 A Lot of Legs. 815 Muffin Top. Also in their first game, 816 Max Hysteria. 911 Hazardous Waste. And 973 Drama Llama. The alts for this game are number 54 Riff Raff and number 6 Eleanor Roosevelt. Coaches for Ann Arbor are Hammer, Seam Ripper, and Astronauty. Our officials tonight for this game, Rob Anybody, Geo Knitter, Dahmer's Daughter, Derive, Ringmaster, Tall Order, and Geo No You Didn't. Our NSOs are Boz Kitty, Feline Assault, Big Tails, Betty, Slamlet, Coffins, Brawly Pop, Painbow, Sherbert, McKenna, Annie, Cappy Blocka, Tornado Alley, and Dark. All right, let's play some Derby. I don't know why they were all looking at me. You all know what to do. All right, let's get going for this first jam. Looks like we've got Gator 04. Let's get a Gator chomp going. Chomp, chomp. Going against, let me go to my chart, Kenna Whoop-Ass. And here we go. All right, both jammers are taking off, fighting through that pack. Gator coming through for lead, first lead of the game. Got a big Gator crowd behind me. A lot of chomps happening. And we've got our first power jam of the game as Wendy's jammer goes to the penalty box. Gator is in lead. And there we go, 4 points. Coming through on a scoring pass. Let's see how these two teams set up on the first and second turn. Ann Arbor's coming through, looking to play some offense. We've got a penalty on Ann Arbor. Legs is coming off the track. The Windy jammer is back in the pack, still on their initial. Windy jammer is out. And that's our first jam. Ann Arbor picking up 8 points to Windy's 0.
Ann Arbor is just jamming away tonight already, setting the tone for the rest of the game already.
All right, for this one, we've got Flash against Linda Beats. Where did I put my pen? I got a pen. And start of our second jam. Both jammers trying to get through this pack. Strong D from both Windy and Ann Arbor. A lot of contact. Looks like Windy's out in lead. Windy coming up on their first scoring pass. Ann Arbor attempting a star pass. Looks like it is successful. Cobra coming out. Shout out to Cobra, by the way, ready to strike. If you'd like to buy a shout out for a skater, we've got Val walking around. I think I got to read this one. So this is from Wolf. My name is Swoon, and I'm opening a kissing booth at the after party. Kiss, kiss. I just got paid to read that. Also, sure. Anything for the league. All right, third jam, we've got Orion's bout. Jamming against, who is, Sydney Simulacra.
So, Swoon, what you're saying is there is no kissing booth tonight.
There may or may not be.
May or may not be.
We will see how rowdy the after party gets.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Stay tuned for the after party for the official Swoon kissing booth.
I just remember this is also streaming on YouTube, so anything we say is going to be forever there. All right, both jammers still working through the pack, no lead yet. We're about 40 seconds into this jam. Looks like we're setting up for a pretty defensive battle today. No lead. Here comes Orion coming through. Windy Jammer looks like just recycled back to the back of the pack. And looks like Orion's got lead. Ryan coming through on first scoring pass. Let's see how many points he gets. All right, got about 25 seconds left in this jam. We've got a star pass from Windy. Windy's pivot now has the star on, it is on a scoring pass, and we've got first call off. Ann Arbor picking up 2, Windy with 0.
Ann Arbor down the lead, 10-8.
And for this jam, we've got Box Fox going up against Courtney Haight.
Bell sounds off, brings us right back into the action and right back into this really impressive defense from both teams.
Both jammers fighting through. Fox coming out with lead, but Courtney Haight right behind her. We've got ourselves a jam. Both defenses setting up at the apex. Fox fighting through, calls it off. For 4 points. And that's going to put up Ann Arbor up to 3 points. Ann Arbor up to 13 to Windy's 8. We've got Gator versus Kenna Whoop-Ass. I'm going to have a fun time saying that name tonight. All right, that starts the jam. Gator attacking that inside line, but looks like Windy gets out and lead first. And we've got a fun race. Here we go. Let's see what these jammers do. Defenses are trying to set up, but we've got a fast pack moving forward as they jockey for position. And we've got a call off. Probably a 0-0 jam. It's always impressive when the jammer who doesn't have lead forces a 0-0 call off.
Right now the score is 13-9. Ann Arbor in the lead. Not impossible for Windy to catch up, but they've got a little bit of a ways to go.
A lot of things can happen with Derby. I know with, I've seen teams come back from 40, 50 points before. So this is one jam away from stuff happening.
Yes, you never know how night's going to go, and Windy might be giving Ann Arbor a long night ahead. They're going to fight for those points, as they are now. Look at them go.
Linda Beats with lead, and Flash coming up right behind. This pack setting up. Let's see what happens here. Windy with the call off. And we've got Val circling the track here. If you'd like to get a shout out to one of these amazing skaters on either of these teams, feel free to flag over Val and purchase a shout out. I think one's coming my way. Hopefully it's not my teammates trying to troll me. Although that would be fun. All right, shout out to Crush 66.
Shout out to Crush 66 for your kindness and badassness. Mark and Dana.
I think we need to get your mic turned up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you want to walk over to that booth and see if they can turn up your mic? All right, we've got our next jam. Both jammers trying to fight through. Looks like we've got Orion versus Sydney. And Orion is out for lead. About to start a scoring pass. Ryan coming up. So a lot of these skaters with Ann Arbor's local team are our most recent Wave 19 group. If you are interested in being a skater, Wave 20 is starting shortly. Check out Ann Arbor Roller Derby's website or our Instagram for information for joining. Okay. Shout out to number 31, Lucid Apocalypse, the best mom and blocker ever from Iris.
Aw, that's adorable.
Yeah.
It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, we've got a little bit of a timeout going on, right?
Nope.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm on. Listen, folks, don't listen to anything I say.
All right, we've got Fox versus Courtney Haight. Both jammers going through. Looks like Fox is able to get lead. That Ann Arbor wall putting up a fight, but looks like Courtney Haight gets out. Fox coming up on a scoring pass, trying to pick up some points. We've got some tussling going on over there in that first turn. We've got 4 points for Fox. They're going to run this jam.
Score is now 22-13. Ann Arbor still in the lead.
With about 20 minutes left in this first half.
Windy started to mount a comeback a little bit earlier, but Ann Arbor saw that comeback coming a mile away and made sure to stop them in their tracks.
And we've got a penalty on the Windy jammer, so we've got a power jam happening right now. So let's see, that's usually when Ann Arbor will probably set up some offense and try and clear away so the jammer doesn't have to really make contact with too many people. We've got some really great blocking up front from Windy, but Fox is able to get out.
And Fox boxes her way out.
That's 12 points so far on this jam.
We're now 30-13 in favor of Ann Arbor still.
All right. Ann Arbor's really capitalizing on this power jam. Although Wendy's putting up a fight at the top with a call off from Fox. You want to do a... Also, hold on a second. Also, a big shout out to our streaming providers. Shout out to Bentcat in the booth providing footage for our YouTube stream. So if you can't happen to make it to a game, you can always watch us on YouTube. Find all of our games there, our home games.
You also get a chance to listen to me and Swoon in your ears, personally with the earbuds in your ear. So if you want to hear the sultry sounds of Swoon and Jam, listen to us on streaming.
All right, we've got Gator versus Kenna Whoop-Ass. Kenna getting out.
And whooping ass.
Let's see what we got going on here. We've got a scoring pass. Gator still looking to get out of the pack.
Well, we have a shout out here, folks. Crush mode activated. Go number 66.
Crush is out there right now playing some solid D. Both of our jammers here working real hard to get these points. Wendy getting out for 4 points on that scoring pass, but we've got a couple big hits up there.
A little physical.
And we've got a...
We're now 34-18. Wendy getting a few points up.
All right, we're going to resume play. We've got Flash versus Lydia Beats. We've got a mess of people in that pack, but it looks like Flash is able to get out. Flash coming around on scoring pass. Hazardous waste going to the box. Going to take a little timeout and a break. Windy Jammer has the cap off, but is able to get out. For those in the audience, a jammer cannot score if the cap is off and the star cannot be seen. So sometimes after trying to attempt a start pass. The jammer does get out, and they just have to put it back on. That's the end of that jam. Looks like Ann Arbor puts up 4 to Wendy's 0. Really happy I have a second announcer this game. Thank you for joining me, Jam.
Oh, happy to be here, Saroon. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I was really worried I was running out of material. I was about to just eat snacks on microphone for some ASMR, but happy you're here.
Oh, the people listening at home will have loved that.
Yeah, just some crunching.
They're already punching their tickets for the kissing booth. Imagine if you were giving them some mukbang content.
That's right. All right, we've got Orion jamming against Sydney Simulacra. And Wendy's jammer going to the box for 30 seconds. Orion's on a power jam right now and is able to get lead. So let's see what Orion does with this power jam. Ann Arbor looking to play some coordinated offense because they don't have to worry about a jammer right now. Big hit out to Orion. Gonna have to start from the beginning. Other jammers coming back in. Another big hit from Wendy. It's games like this, we remember that Derby is a full contact sport. And if you're interested in playing that sport, don't forget we have our crash course starting up on September 8th. Probably just start doing some shout outs. I'm gonna do that one. Do that. The expert. Not usually this week one, the bullet points.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors for this evening, Expert Physical Therapy. Want to know the secret behind our strength on the track? Expert Physical Therapy. Their personalized care and focus on injury prevention keeps us rolling strong in Ann Arbor Roller Derby. Shout out to the amazing team for being our go-to support system.
All right, that starts our 12th jam. We've got Fox versus, looks like Courtney Haight. And if you want to draw your attention to the announcer's booth over here on turn 3, we've got Valley standing behind us. Valley, you saw come over here. Let's talk a little bit. Hey, how was that first game?
Amazing.
Yeah, what was your favorite part?
Hitting people.
That's a signature Valley comment there. So you're walking around selling shout-outs right now, right?
$1, please.
Where are you going to be so people can find you?
Everywhere. Anywhere you want me to be, I'll get all shout out there for you.
All right,
You
so
heard it,
go
folks.
find Valley, get your shout-out to your favorite player.
And for $1, that's a steal, folks. Don't let that dollar go to waste.
All right, we've got Gator versus Kenna Whoopass.
Ann Arbor still in the lead, 40-22.
All right, so on that start, both jammers trying to get through. Some strong blocking from Riff Raff. Riff Raff jammed in that first game, but doing double duty as a blocker this game, showing the range. Hopefully buying some time for Gator to potentially get lead, but we've got some strong defense happening from both of these teams right now. You can see this pack start to get stretched out a little bit and kind of coming together. Gator's able to sneak out though, but had the cap off, so no lead. All right, so in that one, even though the Ann Arbor jammer was able to get out first because the cap was off, they are unable to get lead. Looks like the sky is not happy about that.
We were just talking about how beautiful and sunny it was like 2 minutes ago.
Shout out to Wolf over here on our track repair. Wolf's got the tape. Thank you, Wolf. All right, next jam. What was that? Oh, okay. Elizabeth. Okay. Shout out here. Who is the best? Eliza Death. We also have Sailor walking around the audience doing shout outs. Sailor, do you want to not, you don't want me to draw attention to you? I'm sorry. I'm going to keep doing it though. All right. Start pass to Cobra. And call off from Windy. You want to do this?
One thing, another one of our sponsors, folks, Sisu. An astonishingly thin, obnoxiously bright, boomerang-shaped hunk of technology, revolutionizing mouth guards across the universe by offering more protection and less mouth guard. A favorite of Ann Arbor Roller Derby. More protection, less mouth guard.
All right, going into Jam 15 with 9 minutes and about 30 seconds left. Windy gets out quickly into the lead. Sydney Somalakra and Orion. Both jammers are eligible to score right now. And we've got a quick 4 from Windy and a call-off. Oh, I see Valley scampering over here, which means there's some mischievous shout-outs about to occur. All right.
We have another shout-out, folks. Let's go, Legs. You're so strong.
So those of you who don't know, roller derby is a family affair. So we've got Valley over there doing shout-outs, and we just read a shout-out to her mother, Legs, who gave Valley a shout-out in the first game. So we got a lot of first and second generation players going on here, which is great. All right, looks like Fox is out in the lead here. And Courtney Haight able to get out. Both jammers eligible to score. Fox coming up, does a quick move. Gets outside, scores 4 points, coming around for more.
That brings the score up to 45 over Windy's 30.
Yeah, so we've got about a 15-point game. I love when the teams give us a nice even number to read. Math is hard, and Fox is still going around and scoring. And there's that jam.
And Fox brought the score up once more from 49 over 34.
We have our first jam from Frosty in this game, going against Kenna. Frosty also played in that first game, doing a little blocking, doing a little jamming now in this game. We've got some amazing skaters here in Ann Arbor who are able to do multiple things. And if you want to be one of those amazing skaters, join our Crash Course program. Wave 20 starts on September 8th. Frosty's getting lead, coming up for some scoring. Ann Arbor defense doing some work. Frosty able to hit that outside line for a quick 4. And our Windy jammers able to get out. Both jammers able to score. Let's see what happens here as Frosty goes in for some points. Frosty keeping a keen eye on that opposing jammer, looking for a smart call off so they don't get any points.
Score now 54 to 34.
So we got a 20-point game, which in Derby, that's basically one jam. So a lot can happen in one jam. You never know when a power jam happens or something like that. So we've got Gator versus Lydia Beats. All right, both jammers taking off, trying to figure out their way through. Blockers are working real hard. Gator continuing to fight, and is, oh, big hit. Knocking Gator out, but looks like Gator was able to get lead and is now scoring. Here comes that opposing jammer, though. Gator calling for the chomp on the track. And let's see how many points he scored. 3 points? Yep, 3 points. We gonna get a chomp going from the Gator crew back here? There we go. I'm happy you all are behind me. That's real fun. All right, we've got Flash for Sydney Simulacra. Let's see what happens on this jam. Flash looking for an opening. Both jammers doing their best. I don't know how many of you have had experience trying to push through 3 to 4 people on skates. It's not easy. And penalty on Ann Arbor, Muff going to the box. Both jammers still working. We don't have lead yet. 4 minutes left in this half. Looks like a penalty is being assessed, potentially. I thought I heard a whistle. Yep, and there's legs going to the box, but Flash is out for the lead. Muff standing up, about to be released from the box. Keeping that chair warm for legs. Riff Raff doing some blocking up front with Bralto. And Flash calls it off.
The score is now 60-35.
Where's our shout-outs crew? There's Valley. Let's get some cheering going. Quiet crowd. Let's bring it up. Woo! All right, here goes our next jam. Orion gets a quick lead. Ann Arbor strong wall, but we've got the cap off. Jammer's looking for a pass, trying to find that pivot. Orion's coming up for some scoring, looking for some offense. Finds a little bit, maybe trying to fight his way through. Windy Jammer coming up on ability to score. Looks like there's a penalty from a Windy blocker. Windy pivot turn jammer coming up on a second scoring pass. And let's see what happens. Orion's in lead and calls it off. So I'm gonna call out a couple of my teammates who are in the audience. Shove and Hells over there, can you hear me? Give me a hands up. Can you start a Wave 20 wave for us? Let's get a crowd wave going for Wave 20, our newest wave of Crash Course people. I mean, like, get a crowd wave going, you know, like, get it around the track. Let's see, here we go. There goes a wave, and it starts. Yeah, coming through. Wolf carries it off, and we're over here. Let's bring it back. Amber's coming back. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh, dueling waves. What's gonna happen? We also have a roller derby game going on. Let's see. Winnie's got lead, I think. Yep. And we've got Fox versus Kenna. You want to do that one?
I'd like to take a moment to thank another one of our sponsors, Anime to Skateboards. Keeping people rolling for over 20 years and counting. Located in the Southgate Shopping Center, Anime to Skateboards is a familiar shop for anime DVDs, stickers, and other merchandise, as well as roller skates, skateboards, and related gear.
All right, this starts our 22nd jam of this half. That's got about a minute left in it. Windy's out in the lead. Gator fighting through, trying to chomp through that defense. Windy Jammer scoring some points. Passed a couple blockers. Picked up a few. And they're out for 4 points. Coming up on their second scoring pass. Looks like we had a star pass to Cobra. Cobra's out. And we've got a call-off. We're going to read a quick... Oh, not a call-off. That was a penalty. I should know my whistles. And there's the call-off. Shout out to Braulto. Back that fang up. Knock them fangs down. Timeout, Windy. Looks like Windy wants one more jam to end this before this half. So Windy calling a smart timeout here to freeze the clock to get one more jam. They picked up 8 points on that last one, and we've got a pretty close game now, 62-53.
Yeah, Windy's climbing up there. Like, Windy is making this a close game. There have been times when the lead was looking pretty dire, but Windy's been playing some amazing defense all night long. Really, both teams have, but whatever Windy's doing, they're not going to stop climbing up until the final minute of this game.
Yeah, we've got an exciting game going, and we're probably going to have one more jam here. And you know one way to celebrate roller derby? By eating a hot dog at our food truck outside. So going into the half, if you're looking to eat some food, check out that food truck. Or if you want to meet some of these skaters, you can come to our after party at Hearsay Brewery. We'll be there after this game. It'll take us a little bit to clean up, but if you're hanging out there, you'll see a couple of the skaters and be able to hang out and talk and ask us about these games.
And you may or may not see Swoon starting up a kissing booth. You don't want to miss that, folks. Come to the after party.
All right. Potentially our last jam of this half. Oh, looks like we've got
13 seconds ago. Am I
Yep.
reading that correctly? Okay.
And like one thing that happens too is even if the clock ends for the half, it goes until the jam is either called off or ends. So sometimes this can go for potentially 2 minutes. So both jammers are going to be fighting here. Looks like Frosty playing some D up front, saves lead. Great play, Frosty. Both jammers still fighting through. Flash is able to get out. Ann Arbor's D making that happen. Flash coming around for a scoring pass. Windy D brings a big hit, though. Windy's jammer is taking off the cap, looking for a pass. Flash is on a scoring pass, looking for some offense. Frosty up there working too. And Flash is out for 4 points. The period clock has ended, so we're either going to see the end of this jam called off by Flash or see it come to its conclusion after 45 more seconds. And that's going to be the end of the jam and the first half. Looks like at the end of this first half, we've got a score of
66-53. That brings us to our halftime period, our intermission. So we'll be right back into this high-octane action game in about 15 minutes, folks. 15 minutes.
Great time to check out the merch. Both Ann Arbor and Windy have their merch up. Downriver might still have theirs up, too.
Great time to get some snacks.
They do not, never mind. And get some snacks, some food. And we'll be back in 14 minutes.
In 19 seconds.
shout out coming from the booth. Let's see what Nadia's got for us. What is that one? Yeah, but it's like spelled weird. Well, Savvy Sons is our teammate. Maybe I'll do it. Toronto, maybe I'll put that back. Or you can't. I'll wait till intermission. We'll wait for people to come back. You do both. Actually, we'll wait till after the first game. Although usually this time I doubt someone's going to remember to I have to walk over. I can do that. All right, roller derby fans, we've got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left before this second half begins of our final game of the doubleheader we have this weekend. As a reminder, I've been asked by the officiating crew to remind everyone that if you have a whistle or are making whistle-like sounds, please don't. It's confusing to the skaters and the officials. So if you're a whistler, maybe take a break. Or get it out of your system now. Now I know who you are. I'm right here. To your right, looking at you. I have the microphone. No, it's good. All right. So if you had a great time today and want to watch more Derby, we've got a tournament coming up, Ann Arbor Roller Derby's first tournament ever, the Round Robin Ruckus, starting on September 18th, going all the way through September 20th. We've got a lot of great teams coming to play here in Ann Arbor. Lots and lots of games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll have vendors, food, fun, all kinds of great Derby action. And if you're interested in being a skater and want to be in one of these games next year, join Crash Course, Wave 20, starting September 8th. It's not too late to join. It's a multi-month program where you learn all the basics of Derby and get you set up and ready to skate for the beginning of next season. It's a great way to make friends, get in shape, and just be around a lot of really cool people. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk around a little bit, talk to some of our Ann Arbor skaters about their best Crash Course memories. I see my teammates covering up their faces as I walk near. Maybe they're going to be annoyed. But let's see. Let's talk to some people. Hey, Val.
Hey, Soon.
How's it going?
Fantastic.
What was your favorite Crash Course memory? We actually did Crash Course together. What were we, Wave 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was your favorite Crash Course memory?
Learning how to skate with my friends.
Also very fun. Sonnet, recording me, I'm going to ask you, what wave were you in and what was your favorite Crash Course memory?
I was wave 8, thank you very much.
Old timer. What was your favorite Crash Course memory?
I learned to skate with Slamlet, my big sister, and I used to have to wear her knee pads, and they were very hard to get on.
Oh, that's cute. Nutter, I see you over there turning your back to me. What wave were you in? Let's wait to this jam, though. Here comes our first jam of the second half. Both jammers trying to fight through that pack. Wendy's up front. Ann Arbor's being blocked. Both jammers trying their hardest. And looks like Wendy's got lead. Wendy's coming around on their first scoring pass. Orion trying to make his way through the pack. Wendy Jammer doing some real quick moves through that pack, picks up a quick 4. Orion gets through. Coming up on a second scoring pass, Wendy's Jammer. We've got a penalty whistle. Let's see what's being assessed. Looks like waste is coming off from a penalty. And Wendy calls the jam off. So Nutter, what wave were you in?
15.
15. What was your favorite crash course memory?
It was right before COVID. I have blacked out all memory of that time.
All right, that's a positive statement. Did you have fun?
Yes, it was delightful.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, there's only 2 of us left from that wave. COVID was not kind to us.
I think it was hard for everyone. All right, we've got a real close game. It's 66-61 right now. We got Fox versus Lydia Beats. Both jammers doing their best to get through. Ann Arbor's defense putting up a good fight at the top. And Fox gets out for lead. Fox coming around for a scoring pass. Wendy Jammer has the cap off, either looking to get out or do a pass. Ann Arbor's defense is surrounding that jammer, though, making it real challenging. And we've got a power jam coming up here. And so that's going to be a 2-minute jam. We got about a minute left on it. I think we did have a star pass, so that's Wendy's jammer, or pivot. About 40 seconds left on this jam. 4 points. Wendy getting real close. We might see a lead change. Let's see. Ann Arbor's jammer's out of the box. Fox picking up 4 points. We've got a 5-point game going on here. Excitement. And that's going to be the end of the jam. I think we probably have some shout-outs over there. I'm not at the booth, but let's see. Jam over there, do you got some shout-outs?
We do have some shout-outs. 2 shout-outs from Savvy. The first one says, Flash with the crash through the walls. That's from Savvy. Another shout out from Savvy once more. Bralto, maybe a wolf can. There we go. While I have your attention, folks, we have some missing glasses at the announce desk. Not sure if it's from some players or maybe someone in the crowd. One of you in the crowd. I have a pair of glasses, black brim, green on the inside. So if that sounds like some glasses you're missing, then please make your way to the announce desk.
Oh, Gator coming out of the pack.
And Sydney puts some scores on the board, or almost, if they can complete this jam. Right now we are at 72-69. Wendy continuing
All right, let's
to keep up there.
Let's keep talking to some Ann Arbor skaters about their crash course experience. I've got Cora Slane with me right now. Cora, what was your crash course number, and what's your favorite memory?
I was wave 6 back in 2013 with Grim. And I really appreciated the community that was built. I didn't have a lot at the time, and that was life-changing for me. And I'm still here 13 years later.
All right, we've got our next jam starting. We've got a tie bout right now. Flash getting out for the lead. And both jammers are out now scoring. Let's see what happens. Defenses are setting up around the second turn. Flash coming through. Frosty playing some offense. Flash picks up 4 points.
And just like that, Flash put some points on the board.
Ann Arbor's
turning
defense
that tie to
saves some
76,
points.
72.
And we got a 4-0 jam. Ann Arbor's up 46 to 72. 76 to 43, or 73. I'm having a hard time with numbers right now. Everyone's telling me crash course numbers. I don't know.
While we wait on the next jam, I have a few more shout-outs from you. A couple more from Savvy. First off, congrats, Max, crushing your first bout. Excuse me. Another one from Savvy. Naughty being the best third base. This next shout-out's from Chai. That's a full drive out there. Cobra's the engine, legs is the wheels. And then last but not least, Shelby Cobra from Courtney, Jesse, and Christy. Hashtag boom.
All right, so Ann Arbor's pivot just had a penalty, which makes it really challenging for the jammer when they're not lead to be able to pass that. So a lot of work. So let's see what happens with this jam. Wendy's got 8 points already. It's 81-76, so we have a lead change. Wendy picks up another 4, brings it up to 12 for this jam. 85-76. We got ourselves a game, folks.
And the tides have shifted in Wendy's favor. First half of the game, Ann Arbor was in the lead. Now Wendy's in the lead, 89-76.
About 35 seconds left on this jam. Let's see what happens to end this. So earlier in this game, I was talking about how 20 points is not a lot of points to come back from in Derby. And right now we're seeing a big 20-point jam happening right now. So anything can happen in some of these jams.
Thank you.
And that ends that jam. All right, I'm here with Arnie. Arnie, what wave were you in and what was your favorite memory?
I was wave 14, and my favorite memory is just making my Derby family.
So that's a reoccurring theme. Derby, you meet a lot of really amazing people and a lot of friends and find a really great community. So if you're looking to find some of those things and join a sport, come join our crash course. All right, we just started Jam 6. We've got Fox versus Lydia Beats. Lydia Beats with lead. Fox is out of the pack now. Both jammers are eligible to score. All right, we've got a shout out. 427 cubic inches of pure torque coming through the pack. Go Shelby Cobra from Anderson. All right, so we've got Wendy up 101 to Ann Arbor 77. So a lot of things happening in these last 10 minutes of this second half. Let's see what Gator does here against Sydney.
Yeah, that's a big shift in the action. Like they were at a big deficit coming out of the first half, and now look where they're at in the second half.
Both jammers resetting. Let's see, and Gator's through for, no, wait, actually Sydney already had lead. And that calls off, ends that jam. 20 minutes left in this second half. A lot of things can be happening. Starting out this jam, looks like we've got Courtney Haight versus Flash. If you're interested in giving a shout out to these amazing skaters who are skating so hard right now, you can find Valley over there at turn 2 and Sailor's around here somewhere. I don't know where Sailor's at, but Sailor has a sign as well. All right, here comes this jam. Both jammers fighting real hard through. And we've got a power jam as the Windy jammer goes to the box. Windy's got a jammer and a blocker in the box right now, so Flash is going to be working with a big advantage here as Ann Arbor's offense looks to make some space. Flash picks up 4. This is why power jams are really exciting. You don't know what's going to happen. You can see a lot of points. Lead changes can occur. So here comes a second scoring pass. Flash coming in, hopefully trying to pick up some more points, make up some of that difference. Flash fighting through. And that's going to end the jam.
Score is now 83 to 101 in favor of Windy.
Ann Arbor's making some moves here. They picked up 6 points in that jam, trying to tighten that deficit up a little bit. We still got 18 minutes left in this game. We're going to have a exciting conclusion. We've got Fox versus Kenna. Both jammers fighting through. It looks like Fox is able to get lead. Let's see what Ann Arbor is able to do with this momentum. Windy jammers out. Both jammers eligible to score right now. Fox at the top of that pack, trying to get some points. And that jam has been called off. Let's see what this point scores were. It looks like Ann Arbor put up 4 to Windy's 2.
87 to 103. Ann Arbor trying to climb back up there.
And we've got Gator versus Lydia Beats. Can we get a Gator chomp?
Gator crew in full force behind
And that's
us,
the jam
chomping
starting.
away.
Oh. And that's going to be a penalty there on the Windy blocker. Gator getting out to lead. And let's see what happens here. Scoring pass, first one. Windy jammer still fighting to get through. A little bean dip from Gator. That's a quick 4 points. Feeling the crowd. Windy's looking to do a star pass. Ann Arbor's defense just being really surrounding, and that's really tough. Gator coming through, another 4 points. Looks like the Windy jammer's out. We've got an 8-0 jam so far. Let's see what some final points happen or what happens in this next little segment. Both jammers fighting for some points. And we've got a call off. Let's see what everyone got here. Ann Arbor inching back. And we've got a timeout for Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor put up 12 points to Windy's 1 there, and we've got a 104-99 game. So we're getting close again. We've got a 5-point game. Some stuff's going to happen here, everyone. We got a great end of our doubleheader setting up here.
We've got good back and forth tonight.
I know if I was a skater on either of these teams, you know what would raise my spirits?
What?
A shout out. Yeah. Right? We got Valley here. Yeah. Sailor over there on the other side near the entrance. Can you do the worm, Sailor? No? Okay. Yeah, they gave me a microphone, so now I can, like, mess with my teammates. So I'm going to ask you all to do weird things. Can you do the worm, Valley? What's your favorite dance move? You don't have one? Okay. I've seen you dance before, so I feel like it's more of this moment. No, you haven't. All right, this timeout is coming to a close. Let's see what both of these teams set up here. Sometimes teams will take a timeout to kind of set up something special, especially when the game starts to get close. So let's see what these teams cooked up.
Swoon, as a player, you're on the losing end of a deficit like this. What are you doing to try to get game plan to get back in the lead?
So, you know, Derby is a sport that happens over multiple jams. So the big thing that I like to focus on is remembering that I am part of an ecosystem and I am a member of a jamming rotation. So I try to do my job. I don't try to get all those points back, and I trust my teammates to make up those deficits. And then over the course of some time, we kind of inch back. And we've had that success before, and it's super exciting.
I think that's a sound strategy. It certainly worked out for Windy as their own ecosystem has gotten them back in the lead, and now Ann Arbor needs to try to find a similar game plan to get back in the ecosystem, if you will.
All right, Flash has the star cap off, either looking to get out or looking for a pass. So let's see what happens. Ann Arbor's blockers doing a great job holding back that jammer. We got a pass to Cobra. Cobra's out. Box is clear for Ann Arbor. Here comes Hot Mess into the pack. And Windy Jammer calls it off. I think Ann Arbor, we ended up having 4 points for Windy, 0 for Ann Arbor. Exciting second half. We're only about halfway through it still. We got about 13-ish minutes left going into our 12th jam. We've got Orion versus Courtney Haight. And let's see what these jammers do. Looks like Windy gets out to the lead. Courtney Haight coming around for a scoring pass. Orion's trying to work through the pack. Cap is off. Looking for a pass to Muff, and it happens. There goes Muff. And the jam has been called off. Big cheers happening for Muff. Windy puts up 4 on that one. We've got a 112-99 game. Coming up, we've got Fox versus Kenna. Both jammers fighting real hard, but looks like Fox is able to get out. Let's see what she does with this lead. Windy Jammer coming up from the pack too. So both jammers eligible to score. Fox looking to pick up some points. Windy Jammer picks up 4. Fox still trying to work through that pack. And Fox calls it. Let's see if Fox was able to pick up a point or two. maybe one. I don't know. We'll see. So sometimes even if you don't get past the blocker, if you just got to get your hips around their hips, so sometimes you can slide that through, sneak a point, and still be behind the person. Looks like we had a 4-4 jam there. It's always fun to kind of sneak a point right at the end with a little hip pop. It's fun. All right, we've got Gator versus Lydia Beats. At this point of the game, it's also really exciting because as a jammer, you've kind of been going against a lot of the same jammers, so there's like nice face-offs and stuff happening. Wendy coming out in lead, Gator in close behind Lydia. Jammers trying to maximize their points here. Let's see what happens. I think Gator was able to score, can't quite see it yet. Wendy got one, Gator got all four.
107 to 117.
Definitely something to cheer about if you're an Ann Arbor fan.
The tie is in double digits, but with 10 minutes to go, Ann Arbor has a good chance to retain that lead that they had in the first half.
Yeah, we got a 10-point game going on right now. Flash versus Sydney here. Let's see who's able to get out. All these jammers, all these blockers are working real hard right now. Like, there's a lot of energy going on when you're in there. We've got some strong defense happening. Both jammers fighting as hard as they can. Flash having a strong push there at the top of the pack. Able to get out for lead. Wendy's jammer's taken off the star cap, looking to get through, and Wendy's jammer is through. Flash coming on some scoring passes. Let's see what gets set up here. Wendy D forcing a run back and a call off. This is exciting because every single point matters here. So we're seeing a lot of very, I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat. I've been in these games before. They're exciting. Every jam, you're just that inch by inch, you're just fighting for every point. It's exciting. I wish I had my skates on right now.
I can see why. It's been an exciting game all night long.
Yeah, Ann Arbor picked up 3, so we're only down by 7 now. We got a Ryan versus Courtney Haight.
That double-digit lead has now been cut down to single digits. Ann Arbor has a great chance now of getting back in the lead. But Wendy's going to keep giving them a fight.
Looks like Wendy is able to get lead here. We got a star pass. Let's see, Muff. Now the jammer. Let's see if they're able to get through. That's tough. All right, exciting stuff happening over in that first turn. Muff's out. And let's see what Wendy decides to do here. And we've got a call off. Looks like Wendy was able to pick up 3 points. We've got a 10-point game, 8 minutes left in this game. Oof. All right, Fox facing off against Kenna. These two have been going against each other all night. And let's see what these defenses do here. All right. Looks like both jammers get out very close to each other, but Wendy's got the lead. We got a little bit of a sprint going. We're going to try and pick up some points, both teams. Let's see what happens. And we've got a call off. Wendy's picking up 4, but Ann Arbor picked up 1. "7 minutes left in this game, so if you're thinking about getting a shout out in, now is the time. Val over there running around. Can I get a cheer, Val? Sailor, can I get a yell? Or dance? Sailor's over by the entrance. Gator versus Lydia Beats. All right. So Gator's out in scoring, but does not have lead. Oh. Let's see if any points happen. Nope, we had a 0-0 jam there. Sometimes that happens where you get lead and then you just kind of get knocked out right at the end and then have to kind of start over. 6 minutes left, going into jam 19. Probably feel this tempo picking up a little bit. We've got a lot of really quick, fast jams happening.
That's a good point to what we've been talking about earlier about how good the defense on both sides of the team had been all night long. It's a testament how good their strategies, their game plans for each other have been.
All right, both jammers going through. We've got Flash and Sydney. Don't have lead yet. Looks like Flash is working at the top of the pack, trying to push through 3, but looks like Sydney's able to get lead. But Flash is able to get out. And Jammer calls it. We have a 0-0 jam. We got a shout out here for number 42, Orion, Unleash the Alpha. Ryan coming up to jam right now. 5 minutes left. Going into jam 20, Orion versus Courtney. All right. Wendy's jammer gets lead, coming around on first scoring pass. Start pass to Muff. We're seeing a lot of jams from Muff coming through here on the start passes. We've got a penalty from Wendy. Probably a forearm, I would assume. So some common penalties that you'll see are track cuts, but also forearms. You're not allowed to really use the, like, from your elbow to, you can't really push off on people. But it's really easy to do that sometimes. Wendy with 4 points there, 128 to 111. 3 minutes, about 40 seconds left going into jam 21. Excitement is still in the air. We've got Fox versus Kenna. Let's see what these jammers do.
While it's not impossible to see Ann Arbor make a comeback still with 3 minutes to go, with each second dwindling, their chances of a comeback dwindle themselves as well. Especially with moves like that.
All right, Fox is out now.
From Kenna whoop-ass.
Quick 4 points, maybe? Oh, wait, there's a little bit of... Jammer went out of bounds. So many points. Points. Looking for the jam refs. See, they put their hands up, and that's where you can tell how many points. 0-0 looks like on that jam. We've got Gator versus Lydia Beats. Looks like both defenses trying to take that jam line. And Gator's out. Let's see what Ann Arbor does here. They haven't had lead in a bit. I heard a penalty whistle. Oh. Wendy's pivot goes to the box, but their jammer is able to get out. And we've got a call off. Let's see how much Ann Arbor was able to pick up there. Looks like Windy didn't pick up any. Ann Arbor was able to get 3.
That brings us 114 to 128.
Yeah, about 1 minute and 40 seconds left. That's enough for, a couple of jams. So let's see what happens. And we've got Flash versus Sydney Simulacra. Both jammers pushing. Flash gets out for lead. Ann Arbor making moves here. Oh. And Ann Arbor's on their scoring pass. It's like Windy's pivots back from the box. And jammer calls it. Let's see what points ended up being there. We've got about 47 seconds left. Ann Arbor scoring 2 there, 128 to 116 as we get to the close of this game. And we've got a timeout being called by Windy.
Understandably so. There's only 27 seconds left, but still plenty of time for Ann Arbor to make a comeback. It's still a close game, so Windy is going to need to strategize to keep Ann Arbor from getting another opportunity of a lead.
Yeah, and we've got, 9 points difference here. I will say, as an Ann Arbor skater, this is definitely a situation that we practice at practice, like what to do in these situations. So this is why we show up to practice. So let's see what these teams do to kind of navigate this and figure out what goes on here. Should be exciting, though.
Yes.
We might have 1 or 2 jams left, so we could have a quick jam happen here and then another one after this. So I'm kind of curious to see what these teams do with this clock.
Might be strategizing something that they've learned in practice. That's why practice is important. That's why we're talking about practice.
Yeah. Learning Derby is important. So if you want to learn Derby, come to Crash Course. Wave 20 starts September 8th. All right, we're getting geared up for our 24th jam. And let's see what happens. All right, Orion's able to get out. We've got lead. Let's see what Ann Arbor does with this. 13 seconds left. Windy's got 2 blockers in the box, but Ann Arbor has 1. Orion's got 4 points. Orion picks up 4. That's going to be the end of the period clock, so we've got 1.5 minutes left in this game. We've got an exciting conclusion. Let's see what these defenses do. Save these points. Ooh. Yo, we got a game going right now. Ryan coming through on some scoring passes. 128 to 125. Minute, 10 seconds left. Oh. And let's see, Ryan calls it off. Able to get 3 more points to Windy's 4, and that ends the game at 132 to 125.
Well, way to end this one.
What an ending. All right, we're just going to wait for the official score to be set. That's the rolling whistle. Let's get up on the line and give high fives to both of these teams. We had a really exciting game here. Thank you all for coming out to Ann Arbor Roller Derby's doubleheader today. If you want to keep this party going, come out to Hearsay Brewing after you high-five these amazing skaters and talk with them about the game. All right, today I'm starting a new Ann Arbor tradition where we interview our coaches to see the post-game wrap-up. I'm here with Hammer. Hammer, what are some things you want to say to these teams after this game?
Thank you, Wendy. You played an amazing game. You're a strong team. Ann Arbor, I'm so proud of the game that we played, focusing on our job, controlling what we could control, doing everything we could. And yeah, it's a tough loss, but I'm very proud of this team.
Yeah, both teams, a lot of good work there. Very exciting. Thank you for coming and thank you for coaching and being here for us.
Thank you.
Swoon signing out.